Hey everyone, my name is Dylan from RTV. In this short video, I'm going to cover the Narration Editor. First, we're going to navigate to the project of our choice and open that up. Once it's open, we're going to scroll down until we find the Narration Editor on the left-hand side menu under Project Tools. Now that we've opened up the Narration Editor, you'll notice that we have a couple of options here. This first page we're on is going to be where we upload our narrations, and also it's going to allow us to set a tour narration, which is going to be one MP3 file that plays across the entire tour. To upload our narration, we can do that in a few different ways. So we can click Browse, and that will open up our file manager, or we can just simply drag and drop from our existing files, which is what I'm going to do today. Now that we have included our narration within here, we're going to simply hit upload and allow it to do its thing. Now that everything is uploaded in here, if I wanted to have one piece of audio play across my entire tour and not be specific to a scene, I can select that piece here by selecting the bubble and then enable the tour level narration. Then lastly, hit save. This will play the MP3 file of my choice across the entire tour. It will not change depending on which scene is selected. We also have the play on MLS toggle, which is just going to allow these narrations to play on the non-branded version of the virtual tour. If we'd like to make a scene-specific narration, meaning the narration is going to adjust based on which image is shown, we can click Scene Narration Editor. Now that we're within this menu, we're going to see all the thumbnails of our media we've uploaded, and below them we have a couple of options. So we're going to have a narration drop down. This is going to show us everything we just uploaded and give us the choices of where we would like it. So in this case, I'm just going to go right down the line. I've got them numbered pretty well here, which makes it easier. And I'm going to slowly come down here. Cool. And I'm going to click Save now that I've selected them all on here. We can have that specific scene narration played on the MLS, meaning on the non-branded version of the tour, or we can preview that specific scene narration if we would like. So now that I have specific scene narrations attached to each scene of my choice, when I go into my virtual tour, this first scene is going to be displayed until the narration is done. So as soon as that MP3 file is completed and done playing, it will then move on to the next scene, and so on and so forth. Continuing along, we have our AudioPal option. This is our text-to-speech within the system. So we have, once again, two different ways you can create this. The tour level narration is going to allow your narration to play across the entire tour and not change depending on which scene is selected. For this, all we have to do is either copy and paste our description in here, or we can type it in. Then we need to adjust our voice to whichever one we prefer, and hit Create Tour Level Narration. If we'd like to create scene level narration utilizing AudioPal, it's very similar. We're going to either copy and paste our description in here, or we're going to write it out. We then need to adjust our voice here, toggle on the Create button for each one we want, and then we simply hit Create Scene Level Narration. It will now show up in your Narration Editor. See, it's here. Or if I go to my Scene Editor, there's a couple tips and tricks I'd like to show you within here. So you'll notice right here, similar to the Media Manager, we can filter by the type of media you'd like. So for example, maybe I only want narration on my still images and not on my panoramas. I can select here still images, and that's only going to show me my stills. Don't forget you can scroll down to the bottom and go through your different pages here. The last section within our narration editor is the narration recorder we have built into the system. You can utilize this to record your own narration. Simply hit the start button on this little microphone, start recording, and then once you're done, click it again to stop recording. You can then play it back by utilizing our play button, adjust the volume, and the last thing you're going to want to do is click save down here to save that. After you have recorded within this section, it will now show up in your narration editor. See, it's here. Or if I go to my scene editor, you'll notice I have a new drop down here for the recordings that I've just done. This covers all the features within the Narration Editor. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.